Hey friends, today I want to share something personal that I've been learning at Rice Academy. And what's that? It is, let me just call it real collaboration, or more about collaboration. Not like the kind of what you think, oh, we are doing, like the one that you might have in mind, but like the one that actually like kind of stretches you. So before the academy, I've been working on projects, obviously, and I've been collaborating with friends. But in that type of collaboration, I mostly handle the front end, and I have a friend, Dev, that handles like maybe the back end, and we have another friend that does like mobile, and then we have someone else that does like AI stuff, and then we just come together and plug and play at the end of the day. But because each of us, we let's say we know our audience, and then we go our different ways, work on the projects, work on different assigned tasks, and then come back and just what, plug it together. And yeah, we collaborated obviously. But here's what I realized. It wasn't like true collaboration. So at Rice Academy at the beginning, I volunteered to work on a project, obviously. So we had like a couple of backend developers, a couple of front end developers working on this particular project from scratch. So I was like, oh yeah, yeah, sign me up. So obviously we have like people with varying level of skills or knowledge or perspectives or preferences. Obviously, this is tech. We are like always we have language wars. Yeah, we have like language wars. I use JavaScript. JavaScript is shit. I use Rust on my backend. I use Go on my backend. Let's do this. Let's do this. Oh, TypeScript. Blah blah blah. So started this project, and then we agreed on using what JavaScript, obviously for the backend, because we are learning in class, and then we are trying to like work on a project uh outside of class while learning as well. And now we have like two backend developers on the team, which means we have to what, make decisions together on architecture and tools. We have to what, deal with trade-offs. Oh, let's do it this way, let's not do it this way. We have to like communicate clearly and respectfully. I'll be coming back to that. And then we have to what, document our work, and then and do code reviews the right way. And yeah, it wasn't easy. It has not been easy. So yeah, initially the project started, and then we agreed, and then we wrote code. And I think I made when I made my first peer. Okay, let me start this way. So when I had my first meeting with the other backend dev, uh it went like this. Oh yeah, this is a basic project. Yeah, you just have to do it like this. You have to do it like this. I've worked on different kind of things before, and yeah. So I was just there. I was just looking and listening. Yeah, this to be my like first um backend project, core backend project. I think I did I handled backend logic for one of my projects, is wallet. Yeah, using Convex, which was quite nice. So yeah, I was just listening. Okay, interesting. And me, the main reason for joining this project is because I want to learn. So yeah. So after that, I think I made okay. We assigned task, and then I did my first part. I think I wrote Mongo schema. I wrote models. I think I wrote models for the project, and then I think I made a pull request. Okay, and then I handled the controllers aspects too, and then the functionalities of the of that part, and I made a PR. And when my fellow dev was going to reply, he went through the code. He just said, um wow. Okay, initially applauded me. Wow. He said, wow, wow, wow. This is interesting. I have never seen such a code before. Something along those lines. I've never seen such a code before. I was like, okay, what does that mean? Are you okay? I asked him, what do you mean by that? Then he was like, he has not seen such a code before. That okay, that he has that's like that's the first code he's going to see in his life that he doesn't understand. What? Are you kidding me? I was like, oh, it was on chat. I was like, yeah, interesting. For you to know, the PR I made, the code I wrote was simple to T. If you can read JavaScript stuff, simple to the T, like very simple to read, and it was just basic controllers, calling models. Okay. I think there was an issue with the way we wanted to decide the logic, authentication logic to 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 go with, because it was a multi role platform, so we have like different roles. So I opted for using a discriminator, like a mongoose discriminator, to do that. So but that statement stuck with me. I was like, wow, even if I wrote, let's say I wrote beans, there should be a way to like communicate that. You get, you don't just come and talk rashly to people like that, because especially people that you don't know. Come on. So I took that. I remember telling my friend about it, and he just said, "Wow, wow, wow." And after that, I remember when I had my mentorship class session with my mentor at the academy, I had to tell him too. So he just smiled, and he said, "Oh, he's quite happy that I'm expressing something like that. That it happens on most times, on most teams. You definitely meet people like that. That they might not, it might not be like in a bad light, but the way they will just talk and communicate to you might just be like somehow. So it's something that happens at corporate workplace, and then you just have to know how to like navigate. And then my mentor was quite kind enough to just say, just keep doing you, keep learning, keep grinding, like learning how stuff work under the hood, not just the surface level stuff. And quite nice. So after that, I'm sure we go along, we are getting along. We are getting along. So we are still on the projects together. So we are getting along. And then talking about collaboration, and then um talking about architecting a product and designing a product and all. Obviously, we've been building on vibes, but now we now have to like look back and say, oh, I'm. This is also what I'm learning on the project, and as well, like we have to have like tests, write unit tests, write integration tests before making a PR, to test your code, and even while making a PR. Also, there's something about me. I'm learning to write clear commit messages, git commit messages. This my other guy doesn't write clear commit messages, like vague, very vague commit messages, and I'm like, oh, we are working on different parts of the project together. So, in case you make a pull request and you update the project, I should know what you did before we even like, oh, go code reviews together and all. And there is that part as well. But then, irrespective of how it turns out or how it is going, I'm picking my lessons and I'm trying to improve myself. Uh, Documenting the API endpoints that you work on using Swagger. I think so. That was my first time using Swagger. Still not good with it, but then yeah, I have to like know how to like learn to document my um APIs. We learned about that in class as well. And writing tests. Yeah, writing tests. It's quite important. All since I started my software engineering journey, I've been hearing it. I think I've taken a couple of testing courses before, but I'm sure I didn't finish. But I know you have to write tests. But I know that people say test is hard. But yeah, it might be quite hard because some writing a lot of tests for for the product they are building or the features that you are building. So I'm learning that. I'm learning, oh, you have to do like validations at almost every point in time, because you don't know the kind of data that is coming in. You have to write this, you have to write clear git commit messages. That's for my own personal learning and things I'm taking away from this project as well. And this is not the recent stuff. It's happened months back, and now the project is growing, and then we are now having to like switch. Like, oh, should we stick with Node.js and Express, or should we switch to Nest.js? Another trade-off or another architecture decision that we have to make. And then we start haggling again. Let's do this. Let's do this. But then we have to like reach a consensus. So these things happen. These things happen. And when I see collaboration like that, I'm not sure I've been in this kind of situation before. Yeah, most times I just have to like build, spin up stuff, build on my own, and deploy to apps or work with friends, handling different stacks entirely, handling front and back end entirely, and then we just plug and play at the end. If you've experienced something like this before, I would love to like hear from you as well. So it's just fun. It's one of those things that we're learning as well at the academy, which is quite cool. Yeah, but my guy, we are good now. We are good, obviously. We're good. We still stick to it and we finish up the project. Yeah.